Diets suck. You know they suck. I know they suck. Why are they so popular? Well, there's pretty few reasons for it. I think most people don't know what to do outside of a diet. Some people might try exercise to lose weight, but I think for the vast majority of people, the first thing you think of when, Jesus, I need to lose some weight, what am I going to do? If you ask somebody, they'll probably say, probably go on a diet. And if you look up a diet, you're going to find some interesting things, some generally very unscientifically backed information with extravagant promises about how much weight you're going to lose in the next 30 days. Lose a kilo a day. It's insane. Biologically, if you're losing a kilo a day, you're probably decomposing. In fact, I don't think you even decompose that fast. So there's a few factors, like I said. I think the biggest one is always going to be admitting to yourself that if it doesn't work, it's not your fault, it's the diet's fault. I didn't fail, the diet didn't work. The meal plan didn't work. The macros that I got from a trainer, they didn't work. It wasn't me. So it gives you the position to sort of not put the blame on yourself. And I think that's normal. It's kind of human to not want to admit, like, geez, I failed. And in the cases that you do feel like it's your fault that you failed, you're going to look for the next diet, try and succeed, and potentially just fail repeatedly until eventually you're going to go, I can't lose weight. This isn't going to work for me. Nothing is working for me. Because every time you try and find the right answer, it's going to lead back to the kind of stuff that's already out there, which is quick fix diets. And they're not quick fix diets. They don't fix anything. They actually usually just make the problem worse. If you cut out foods that you enjoy, you're going to crave those foods. If you start adding foods that you don't like, you're going to avoid those foods. It's human. Like, I get sick when I eat broccoli, or at least I did when I was a kid, but I'm not going to test it now. And the same thing applies if you start now and you find that some vegetables make you feel horrifically sick and you don't like the taste. How long are you going to expose yourself to them before you go, fuck that? So what do you do instead? Precision Nutrition, the company that I'm certified under as a nutrition coach, their suggestion, and it's a much more intelligent way, is changing one thing at a time. And it doesn't have to be diet related either. Like, there's a whole host of factors related to weight loss that aren't your diet, your sleep, how much exercise you're doing, your emotional state, all sorts of things, your stress, like how you work, what you do at work, your general habits in life. Like, there's more to it than what you eat. What you eat is probably the key factor for, obviously, calories, and what you eat and what you drink. But the things that influence them are just as important as them themselves. If you drink in the afternoons because you've had like a long day at work and you find that it's relaxing, but you're taking in a ton of calories, maybe it's better to address the work and the relaxation factor than having a drink itself. You might be getting in more calories off of that than you possibly need. And the same thing that if you find that when you're in a bad mood, you tend to eat sweets. If you're upset, you go for chocolate. Addressing the things that are putting you in a bad mood or making you upset might be the best step at the time, but it might actually be related to food. So picking one small thing that you'd like to change, having an assessment for that small thing. So a good example I always use with people is, it sounds stupid, but eating just one more piece of fruit a day. If you're not eating any, you just start with one, and then you pick based on your confidence level out of 10, how well you feel like you could do that task. Hopefully it's a 10 if it's one piece of fruit a day. You go with that and you do it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of just one extra piece of fruit a day. You can track it in some way. You could tell your friend, hey, text me at the end of the day and check, did I eat one piece of fruit? They'd be like, are you insane? But just explain what you're doing, and that's the best way to do it. You could hire an accountability buddy. You could do it with your partner and ask them, hey, both of us are going to do this together and check our progress. And that's just an example. It could be something like when you're stressed, you go for a walk instead of going to the fridge. So that in itself will be really effective. You're going to burn some calories, you're going to relax, you're getting a bit more activity, and it just kind of keeps all that under control. And again, on a confidence level, so if you can get 5 out of 7 days in the week, or if it's every I don't know, 5 out of 7 times you're stressed, and that's what you call successful. Once you've done that for 2 weeks, you don't stop, you continue that progress, but you then add in a second thing that's related to weight loss. So then you might start to look at nutritional factors, you might start to look at your sleep. Am I looking at my phone at night time? There's a whole host of things that you could pick from that aren't just food related, that will affect your food and also affect your weight in too many ways to explain. Something to think about. Instead of jumping on a diet, why not pick something simple that you feel like you can change today? Start today, measure it, whether you want to use an app for tracking your habit or a friend, like I said. Do that for 2 weeks, continue to do it, pick a second thing, do that for 2 weeks, continue to do it, and so on and so on and so on. It's slow, it is really slow. It's not a 4-week, 1,200 calorie diet where you're gonna lose 30 kilos super quickly. I mean, you're probably not gonna lose 30 kilos in 4 weeks, but if you think of the compounding effect of making all those changes versus trying to change potentially hundreds of things by going on a diet in a couple of days, what's going to be more effective for you, for most people? Like changing 100 things and trying to stick with that for 4 weeks, or changing 1 or 2 things every 4 weeks? I know for me, if I try and change 3 things that I do tomorrow, I'm probably going to get 1 out of 3, and then if I'm lucky, that's only going to last God knows how long, because I'm thinking about all 3. I'm trying to do all 3 at the same time, but I'm just going to keep kind of skipping at least one of them. So just pick one thing, stick with it, try it, see how you get on. If you have any questions about the process or you need some ideas on what to change, you can message me. We can talk through some stuff that might be a big factor for you. So this isn't the same for everybody. Like I said, for some people it could be sleep, for some it could be more nutrition, others work, and others stress. It's on an individual level. So sit down, think about what you need to do for yourself to start seeing a real change. Forget dieting, it's shit, to be frank. And try this process instead and see how you get on. If you have any questions, like I said, message me, and thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this video useful. I know it's a bit longer than what I've posted before. Hopefully it's not a bit of a ramble, but I will talk to you guys soon.